Before the thrones of Olympus were carved in marble, before the names of gods echoed through the temples of men, there was the sky, there was the storm, and within it there was Zeus. Born to the Titans, Cronus and Rhea, Zeus was not meant to live. His father had swallowed all his siblings whole, terrified of a prophecy that one of his own children would rise to overthrow him. But prophecy, in ancient myth, is not a threat. It is a mirror, and fate, once glimpsed, cannot be ignored. Rhea, desperate to save her final child, hid Zeus in a cave on the sacred island of Crete. Nursed in secret, raised by nymphs and a goat, Amalthea, Zeus grew not only in strength, but in will. What most don't know is that Zeus's power was never just about lightning. His thunderbolt was forged by the Cyclopes, ancient beings of flame and force, but his true power came from something deeper. He understood the order behind chaos. Where Cronus devoured time to prevent change, Zeus embraced it, mastering the storm rather than fleeing it. And when the time came, he did not just defeat Cronus. He freed his siblings from the belly of time. Poseidon, Hades, Hestia, Demeter, Hera. And with them, Zeus reshaped the cosmos. This is the first truth of Zeus. He is not only king, he is the breaker of cycles, the one who liberates to reign, not through chains, but through cosmic law. And yet, behind the majesty lies a paradox. Zeus rules not because he is the strongest, but because he sees the web of fate. His throne is not a seat, it is a fulcrum, a balance point between chaos and order, between heaven and earth. In the next segment, we'll journey into his many faces: the seducer, the lawgiver, the shapeshifter, and the secrets hidden behind his countless myths. But before we go, like, share, and subscribe to Ancient Untold Stories if you're drawn to the old truths that whisper beneath the surface of legend. To know Zeus is to know 1,000 masks. Father of gods and men, yes, but also the stranger in the forest, the bull in the field, the golden light that slips through a locked window. Zeus is not fixed. He is motion. He is the sky, changing form but never leaving. The myths tell of his many lovers, mortal and divine. Europa, taken across the sea as a white bull. Leda, visited as a swan. Danae, approached as golden rain. Io, turned into a cow to hide her from Hera's wrath. But these are not just tales of lust. Each story encodes a transformation of body, of fate, of lineage. Wherever Zeus touches, something divine is born. A hero, a bloodline, a new cycle. To the initiated in ancient mystery schools, Zeus's shapeshifting held deeper meaning. He was the force that descends from above, the active spirit entering the material world. And Ganymede, the mortal youth he took to Olympus, was a symbol, the soul lifted upward, chosen, perfected, made immortal. This is the second truth of Zeus. He is the bridge between realms, not only ruler of gods, but their messenger, transformer, and creator. In every myth, he both disrupts and establishes order. He tests limits. He births destiny. Even his affairs, so often framed as chaotic, are echoes of ancient truths. Creation is not always tidy. Divinity does not always ask permission. And what of Hera, his queen? Their union was not just marital, it was cosmic. Sky and earth, law and power, order and force, a sacred tension holding the world in place. Zeus was not merely a myth. He was the pattern of sovereignty itself, encoded into nature, carved into temple stone, whispered in the breath of oracles. To the ancients, Zeus was not just the wielder of the thunderbolt. He was the thunderbolt, the sudden spark of clarity, the divine authority that descends like fire and strikes through illusion. And like all true kings of myth, Zeus was crowned not by gold, but by signs. Zeus's sacred animal, the eagle, was not chosen for beauty, but for vision. It sees the storm coming long before it arrives. It flies above fate, yet dives when truth demands it. In Roman tradition, the eagle became the sign of empire. But long before that, it was Zeus's eye in the sky, a reminder that no act goes unseen. His other symbol, the oak, was just as telling. In the grove of Dodona, the oldest oracle in Greece, the priests would listen to the rustling of oak leaves. For there, it was said, Zeus spoke, not in thunder, not in words, but in wind. Subtle, stirring, undeniable. This is the third truth of Zeus. He rules not only through force, but through the presence behind the veil. The law that does not need to explain itself, because we feel it in our bones. Esoteric traditions later mapped Zeus to the crown of the divine masculine, the archetype of kingship, of justice enforced, not just spoken. He became a model for emperors, for gods of monotheism, for fathers and judges across time. But what was lost was the mystery. Zeus was never only about power, he was about balance, between chaos and order, between law and compassion, between heaven and earth. And when his symbols are seen only as domination, we forget the truth he once whispered through the oak leaves. That real power is not loud, it is felt, and it reminds more than it rules. So the next time you hear thunder, don't just think of storms, think of memory, think of law, think of the force that shaped Olympus and the silence that still lives beneath the sky. Like, share, and subscribe to Ancient Untold Stories to help awaken the old myths and the truths they still carry, because gods do not die. They wait, in symbol, in story, in you.